concept together. So every Friday it happens internally, and this was created by Kritika, who is one of our growth team members, right? And she did an extensive job in curating it. For me to go through her research notes and replicate it today, I'm finding it as a very interesting task, and I'm very excited to do it, to be honest. So without further ado, I'll introduce who Vite is, and then we'll get started. Vite is a financial wellness platform. Our sole mission is to help you understand the financial world or the financial products that you're going to purchase, so that you can take an informed decision, right? Rather than just taking something just because someone is doing it or someone told you it is the best. We don't want that to be the case. We provide personalized, or I could even call it as hyper personalized solution. So let's just say if Ritwin is coming and using Vite on the mobile app, Vite will understand who you are and then give you suggestions saying that go for 4 savings product, 1 medical insurance and 1 life, so that you can then talk to our experts to understand why these products are good for you, why it was suggested in a particular way, right? Today the product can recommend across 5,200 different plans, right? So each and every plan that it suggests will be different for different individuals, right? Which is where our USP is coming from. And without further ado, we'll get started with IPL, the money game. So there are a bunch of things that we have to go through, but I'll try to keep the conversation for less than 20 minutes. Maybe an additional 5 minutes I might take. Please do bear with me. And if you guys have any questions, please do drop that in the chat box, right? Now, getting started, IPL as a platform is nothing but, it is literally like a gold mine. Because there's a lot of big names involved in it, right? When it initially started, and it was started by Lalit Modi, when it started then, even then it was a huge name for mainly the reason because people love cricket in India, right? Cricket is like, it's as equivalent to an emotion in India where everyone plays the sport. The gully side they play it, in the major league they play it, around the world people go there and they play it. So that's how IPL kind of came into existence, and when that emotion was there, people started tapping into that for money, right? So people spend a lot of money, including us who go and watch the game. We spend a lot of money to get the best seats, to get the merchandise like the shirts and the keychains, etc., right? So that is what this entire topic is all about. Now, why do they have such a vast audience? Is mainly because, like I said, the reach that it gets, right? In India, every single person, every single village in India ends up watching the game, right? And with digital penetration that happened thanks to Jio and other broadband services out there, everyone has a phone at their home, and if they have a phone and between 4 to 8 or 4 to 10, they are watching IPL. Most of them are watching IPL, right? For this love is where all the money kind of lies for advertisers and everyone else to be involved with, right? And for us to talk more about how, we're going to talk about how the audience, while the audience enjoys the game of cricket, right? Like how we go to the stadium to watch it, or I go to my living room to watch it, on my phone to watch it. Similarly, people who are involved in it love the fact that it can make a lot of money for them, right? And that's what we're going to talk deeper into. So now let's talk about the owners, the people who actually get the highest amount of impact from what IPL gives them in the form of earnings, right? First and foremost, it's definitely the BCCI, which is the Board of Control for Cricket in India, right? It's a very big name. So Board of Control for Cricket in India. So they are, if you guys know, they are one of the most powerful sports organizations in the world, right? Today, there's a lot of memes around where people talk about BCCI and ICC, which is the International Cricket Council, where BCCI has a lot more control because it contributes more to ICC for their running and everything else, right? So that is how powerful BCCI is. And the second person who gets a lot of impact is the franchisee themselves, right? So let's just say the CSK, the Mumbai Indians, the Gujarat Titans, all of these folks also gain a lot of it. Today's session, I have to say, it's a lot of memes, so that we wanted to keep the session very light, on a lighter note. So if you guys like this approach, let us know so we can continue keeping them or mix it up while we do it. And then finally, the ones who make a lot of money is the media broadcasters. Nothing but the Hotstar, this year it's Jio, Star Sports. All these folks make a lot of money in this equation, right? Now, along with these major people who make a lot of money, there are also additional component, which is nothing but the beneficiaries, we are calling it, the type 2 people, which is nothing but people who are collaborating or who are involved in and around IPL who also make money, right? First and foremost, it's the players themselves, right? So for the players, if you see, they make money because they are bought in an auction. We all know about the auction where people go for crazy amount of money. So the players get that money through the auction and for each and every game that they play. Whereas there are sponsors, right, who want to be part of IPL, right? One thing you have to remember is these sponsors are the ones that give money to the teams, right? They can give money to the teams or to the IPL itself, right? So if they're giving money to the team, then for instance, I remember MPL Gaming, which is an amazing gaming company. They had a sponsorship with, I think, Bangalore, if I'm not mistaken, RCB, right? Now, similarly, there are others who directly sponsor the title itself, right? Last year it was, 2 years back it was Vivo, then it was Dream 11, and then now it's Tata, right? Tata New, and Tata is taken the title sponsor, right? Now further, there are advertisers. Advertisers are nothing but people who are running and getting spots or slots for putting their advertisements on the digital platforms, right? And then finally, the major player in this is the Indian economy itself, wherein there's a lot of things happening in the Indian economy, and IPL plays a major role in that. All right. Now, apart from this, again, there's another layer to it. Like I said, so many people are being benefited from this. One is the venue stadiums itself. They make money. For example, if Chennai is playing in Chennai ground in Chepauk Stadium, then they make money. If Bangalore is playing in Bangalore Stadium, which is, if I'm not mistaken, it's Chinnaswamy Stadium, then they make money, right? At the same time, there are even stakeholders who come in to the game and who also make quite a bit of money. So for instance, I can take a simple example of CSK, Chennai Super Kings, right? So for CSK, what happened is, CSK, apart from them owning the franchisee, they also decided to give it out to India Cements, right? So India Cements owns around 30% of CSK, right, where they give their money, they have a stake in it. Similarly, even LIC, Life Insurance Corporation of India, has around 6% stake in CSK, right? So these stakeholders also get benefit and they also earn from this league, right? Finally, merchandise vendors, right? So for instance, if you look at, like I said, if I'm going to buy a CSK t-shirt, that means I have to have that t-shirt made, which might be coming from somewhere in Karur or in some other place down south or up north, where these other vendors who are making these products, they also make money out of the equation, right? So during this time, it's like an overall ecosystem. Everyone gets benefited out of the IPL play game. Apart, not just the people who are watching it, but also the people who are putting their time and effort into making this league a huge success, right? Further, now when we jump into how does money really flow into this league, I'm just going to quickly break it down so that you all understand. First and foremost, you need to understand there's something called as a central pool, right? Which is where the maximum amount of money kind of accumulates, which is nothing but the TV media rights. For example, Tata has to pay X amount to get media rights from BCCI, which is the board. At the same time, media rights is nothing but Hotstar and Jio, my bad. central sponsorship, which is the title sponsor, is going to be Tata. So the money that comes from these two channels come under central pool. Once it comes in, it gets divided 50%. Half of it goes to BCCI, the remaining will go to the IPL teams. So if this year there are 10 teams, then it will be divided by 10. Right? Now next is the team sponsorship itself, which is if MPL Gaming is asking for a place on the t-shirt of the players, then that money will directly go into the IPL teams. Finally, the ticket sales, wherein me and you, whoever is watching, will go to the stadium. We will watch it from the grounds, which means we have to buy the tickets. So from that ticket collection, 80% of that goes to the IPL team, of the home ground IPL team. So if CSK is playing in Chepak, CSK will get 80% of that revenue of whatever money that has come in. Remaining 20% goes into the stadium itself. Instead of the stadium, it will be the cricket board of Tamil Nadu. Right? If it's in Bangalore, Bangalore will get 80%, remaining 20% will go to the Bangalore or Karnataka cricket board. So they can run other things like the Ranji Trophy, etc., etc. Now, like I said, merchandise sales, whatever sales is done through merchandises, like if I'm buying an Mumbai Indians t-shirt, Mumbai Indians is the only person, that the club is the one which is earning that money. Now, advertisements, subscriptions, and anything that you get out of the viewership of people coming and watching it will directly go to the media right holders. So in our case, for digital platform, it is Jio, like on mobile it's Jio, whereas on TV, the rights is still with Star Sports, right? So it goes to them. Now, finally, the franchisee auction. So a couple of years back, there was a franchisee auction for adding another 2 more teams inside. So that money, whatever was added, if I'm not wrong, couple of teams, Intex group, which is Rajiv Goenke group. So if I'm not mistaken, so they got Lucknow team. So the Lucknow team money, whatever you get out of that, will directly go to BCCI. Perfect. If you guys have any questions, please do drop it down in the comment box on the live chat. We will take it up towards the end. Otherwise, just enjoy the conversation. Now, impact on economy, like we said in the beginning, together we learn is nothing but bringing out how all these different things have some kind of connection to the economy or some kind of financial connection, right? So for that, what we are doing is we're trying to understand and help you understand how IPL has impacted the economy. Number one is rise in GDP, then which is nothing but India is getting a lot of money. Like I said, so many people are benefiting out of this equation, which means India's GDP will rise automatically. Now, apart from this, boost in tourism, right? Boost in tourism, which is nothing but I remember my friends going to Bangalore to watch Bangalore versus CSK finals. Similarly, I know a CEO of a company in London who asked me to get tickets, and we were discussing how to get tickets back like 2 years back, where he came down to 4 years back actually. He came down to India from London to watch CSK for that 15-day period, right? So there's a lot of boost in tourism that happens because of this entire game. And then generation of new jobs. To maintain the ground, you need more ground staffs. To run the franchisees, you need more people. You need, let's just say, if you are creating merchandise, and merchandise vendors have to hire more people because there is more volume of inflow that will come in. And then finally, hotels and restaurants and airlines like Indigo, SpiceJet, they all make a lot of money. I remember SRH Hyderabad team used to fly with SpiceJet because SpiceJet owners owned SRH. Similarly, a lot of other, I think Mumbai Indians fly in Indigo. They used to, I'm not sure if they still do. And similarly, hotels like Taj gets deals with Mumbai Indians. CSK used to have a deal with Crown Plaza earlier, but now it's moved to another team like Leela Palace. So these kind of things, these brands like hotel brands and restaurants, they make a lot of money during this time. Finally, when it comes to tax contribution itself, in like BCCI contributes a lot of money to the taxation, to the tax, right? In 2015, around 150 crores, which is 1,150 crores, was what BCCI filed as taxes, which is a lot of money. So similarly, something else that I know is a lot of international players have started investing in India. They started buying houses in India. They started like bringing their families down here for vacation. They don't just come as one individual, they bring their entire family here. So there's a lot of other movement of money that's also happening from abroad to India through the IPL time. Right? An interesting fact that I think Kritika was able to pull out during this entire research was people in general, the public, they were very bullish about investing in media stocks during the IPL time. Like for instance, I know for a fact that people have invested a lot into Reliance because Jio has the license to do it in the next 2 years or 3 years. Perfect. Now coming to crunch the numbers, the revenue from broadcast rights is the major part of the money. If you see the numbers itself now, just between 2023 to 2027 cycle of rights, BCCI was able to sell it for 48,390 crores, right? And again, this is divided into multiple different package buckets. So for instance, for TV rights, it was given to Disney Hotstar, right? Which is nothing but if you want to watch it on TV, like on Tata Sky or on Videocon or on Atl digital platforms, Atl like digital TV thing, then it will be, they had to pay 23,575 crores. Whereas if you want to digitally stream it, then it went to Viacom, which is nothing but a subsidiary of Reliance. It's a subsidiary company of Reliance. So Viacom is owned by TV18 and then TV18 is owned by Reliance. So that's how their relationship is. And similarly, there was additional 18 matches, which is nothing but there was another 2 more teams which was added. Because of that, there was extra 18 matches which was added. For that, they had to pay separate. And then finally, if you want to broadcast it to the rest of the world, they have to pay separately again, right? So this overall thing compared to the time when Star Network had it, which is both TV and the digital rights were both owned by Star, they only paid 16,347 crores, right? Which is between 2018 to 2022. Now compared to that, it is a 3 times jump, which is like crazy. Like that's why I said in the in our community group, I was telling that all the numbers are above. It's a 3-digit numbers. It's not even like 10 crores, 20 crores. It's all 100 and above or thousands. Now similarly, this money will be divided, like I said earlier, will be divided between BCCI and the rest will go into the franchisee pool, where it will be divided among the 10 teams. Perfect. Now coming into the title sponsors details. Now we all know that it used to be Vivo in 2021 and they had to pay 439 crores for that year alone, right? And the current sponsor is Tata, who is paying 335 crores for the next 2 years. It's not next 2 years, it's 335 this year and another amount which I'll talk to you about soon next year. Now the reason why it's less, I'll explain to you why, because there's an interesting story behind it. But this entire thing is what they get from the title sponsor, right? This again is divided 50% to BCI, 50% to the teams, right? Apart from the title sponsor, there are other sponsors. For instance, we would have heard umpire sponsor, Seat Tires strategic timeout sponsor. So Seat Tires is a sponsor for that particular thing. So different sponsorships are also available, which kind of comes into play for the BCCI and the franchisee to take. Now coming into the Vivo story. So the reason why it was less, Vivo story was very interesting. So Vivo agreed to pay 440 crores annually during that 2018 to 2022 period, right? Which is totally 2199 crores in total. Now, what happened is they pulled out of sponsorship in 2020 due to India-China tension. Again, it was because of 2 reasons. One was because of COVID, and another reason was also there was border issues and everything. Everything was happening simultaneously back then. So because of that, Vivo pulled out because they weren't seeing enough sales happening because people are boycotting Vivo in India. So because of that, they pulled out. Now, Dream 11, the online fantasy Premier League game, so they paid 220 crores to take that over, take the title sponsorship over. So that's the reason why in last year it was Dream 11's IPL, right? And then further, again, suddenly Vivo came back and said for 2021 and 2022 they will pay, they wanted the sponsorship back, and they said they are ready to pay around 996 crores for 2 years, right, for 2022 and 2023. Right? But what happened is when they decided that, they again pulled out. They again went back on it and said, we don't want it. Now, you need to understand that they made a commitment for around 1124 crore to BCCI, which means someone has to pay. So what happened with BCCI is BCCI said that you have to pay a compensation and a replacement fee, which is 454 crores just to get out of the sponsorship. That's the interesting part. And they gave the sponsorship to Tata, who bought it for 670 crores for 2 years, right? Now today Tata is a current sponsor, and BCCI definitely made money out of it because they made money from Vivo pulling out and from Tata getting the sponsorship again. So because Vivo had to pay that compensation and replacement fee, Tata only had to pay like 335 crores for this year. The overall is going to be 670. All right. Now coming into the next bunch, I'm just going to do a time check. All right. So next bunch is revenue from ticket sales. So typically the revenue varies from the capacity, the venue, and all the other things that happens there. But typically it will be 3 to 5 crores will be there for each and every match. So if a game is played by Chepak Stadium, people who are coming there to watch it, they actually contribute to 3 to 5 crores. Right. Now this is split as 80-20. 80% goes to the franchisee. If it's Chennai Super Kings playing in their home turf, it will go to Chennai Super Kings. The remaining 20% will go to Tamil Nadu Cricket Board. Right. Now, interestingly, except for Chennai, all the other teams follow 80-20 rule, whereas Chennai this year they follow 50-50. They take 50%, the remaining 50 is given to the Tamil Nadu Cricket Board. All right. Now, some more numbers to crunch is sponsors. Let's just say if Vite ever gets a chance to sponsor for Chennai Super Kings, then we have to pay a huge amount of money to have our name on the t-shirts, etc., etc. Someday we might be able to. So this is the value of each and every team, right? So for example, Mumbai Indians from sponsorship alone 9,000 crores, Chennai Super Kings 8,000. And the least is Gujarat Titans, which is 6,500 crores, right? So this is the amount of money that these people get as brand value out there. Now, from sponsors, like I said, apart from the title sponsor, you also have other sponsors. For instance, the umpire sponsor, the power play sponsors. Each value varies, and typically it is an amount up to 100 crores, right? And 20 to 30% of revenue for each team comes from this particular sponsorship as well, which is the dealing that they have with BCCI. Now, for advertisements, I know a lot of us see these advertisements, but we don't know the actual numbers behind it. So, for instance, we've just kind of broken this down to understand how much do people have to pay for these advertisements. So let's just say if you want to show it on OTT platforms, the starting rate is 15 lakhs if a brand has to show, right? Now the same thing on TV, starting rate is 1 crore, right? Now within that, there are different slots, like how you have plans. For example, if it's going to be a video which is going to come between, let's just say, overs and all of that, it is 200 rupees per 1,000 impressions, right? And if I'm not mistaken, 67 lakh people, I notice around 40 to 60 lakh people watching IPL every day. So you need to calculate based on that. Now, if it's going to be a squeeze up is nothing but the game will be here in the center of the screen. Suddenly it will become small and it will go on the top, and then an ad will play in the middle, and then it will come back up, right? So those squeeze ups are around 80 lakhs per package. Package, I think, is different packages, so it's based on that. Now the banner ads is nothing but within the thing you'll see on the bottom, they'll say a banner, so on and so forth. That will be around 100 rupees per 1,000 impressions. So these are the rates for the advertisements alone, right? Now coming into more numbers that we could crunch. So for a video ad on TV, it's 1,82,500 per second. So if someone's running a 30-second ad, it will be around 45 lakhs approximately, right? Similarly, if it's going to be, if you want to run ads during the auction time, then there'll be a different rate. You have to request for a rate and get that. Or if you want to run ads between the things, let's just say you have noticed some people run ads as spot ads. For example, I remember Ona Academy used to run ads whenever a shot is played, a 4 is played, or a century is hit. They'll run a specific spot ad. So for the spot ad, based on the spot, it's 6,50,000. All right, perfect. So now further, the interesting thing about IPL is everyone, including Star India, who paid a lot of money, was worried whether Uday Shankar, the chairman, worried whether during COVID time can they even make the money out of it, or is this, can we do something? There's a lot of questions around that. But the answer is yes, they were able to sustain, and one of the reasons why they were able to sustain is because of Dream 11. Even though Vivo pulled out, Dream 11 was able to pay 222, they bid 222 to get that. And to be honest, if you compare, that's a very small amount compared to what others are paying right now, right? Further, they moved the game to Mumbai, right? So which means they were able to continue playing the game, and local sponsors there were also ready to invest. Like today, if I'm not mistaken, Amco, the oil company, they are also involved in it, right? So they didn't make huge amount of profits, but they did sustain the league. Now, that is more or less about what IPL is going to offer, and in Virat Kohli's words, "Katam bye bye." That's about it. But I'm just going to quickly check if there are any questions for me on YouTube. Just give me 1 second. But I'm just going to quickly check if there are any questions for me. All right. Yeah. Perfect. I'm just going to check. Okay, so someone asked me about, similar to IPL, we have football and kabaddi leagues. Yes, 100%. If people are forming leagues around it, that's mainly because these leagues play a major role in, like, first of all, it promotes the sport. For example, ISL, Indian Soccer League, it promotes the sport. Today, a lot of young talents are playing soccer or football in India because they know there is money there, they can go play, they can be recognized. Right? So other leagues do make money. So maybe in the upcoming months in the future, since you asked the question, we will bring more information into it and do a breakdown of that as well. It might not be as big as IPL, but it does have the potential to get there. And it's always, a small start is always a great start. We always tell our customers to join Vite and start small, start saving with even 500 rupees, which is similar to how these small leagues are coming up. For example, TNPL, Tamil Nadu Premier League, which is also available, where other players are also being encouraged. Basketball and football leagues are bigger than IPL. Is there any chance that India would reach global leagues, or would they invest in India to spread their wings a bit more? So NBA does. NBA, at least every 2 years once, they come down to Delhi and they have like a road show kind of a thing, NBA, which is a National Basketball Association, I'm sorry. So they do it every 2 years once is what I've noticed, and they would invest, but I think it would take a little bit more time because the number of people playing basketball and football and all is happening, but it's very slow. Football is already here, so basketball could come in the future. But interesting fact about the auction which happened last time, Manchester United's main owners, they were interested in investing in IPL. They couldn't bid. They felt the bid was very high, but they wanted to, right? So a lot of foreign interests are coming into the league, mainly because it is, for audience, it's fun when more money comes in because we get a lot of benefits, etc. But it's also very, very commercialized sport now. For Chennai Super Kings match tickets, we are planning to have a conversation and we might have a contest on Vite Instagram page. So please go and follow the page. Just check out what we are doing there. Give us feedback there, and we will let you know in case when the contest comes live, and you can get a chance to win the tickets. All right, perfect. I don't see any other questions. Thank you so much for joining and being a great audience. Please do share if you want any other topics that you want us to do on. We are more than happy to do the research and deliver it across to you. Thank you. Bye.